he can get it working. And we're going to pull you guys out for a sec. Hello, we're live. And yes, we are. We're live. And we want to welcome you to Soup to Nuts, today's broadcast. And Mrs. London Westie, or Mrs. Cache Canada, will be here shortly. And we're on the air, and we're going to bring you several guests with us tonight. We have a couple of geo vloggers and somebody from Geo Woodstock. Actually, one is the same as the other. And first off, we want to bring you, we're going to show you, who do we have on tonight? We have a contest running tonight. We're going to be bringing you several coins that are available from I.B.Geocaching. The trivia that we're going to be running through the show tonight, we have 3 things that I.B.Geocaching provided us. So we want to make sure that you're on for that. So we'll be discussing several items through the show, and then we'll be breaking off and asking the questions, and then you'll get to put in your answers, and whoever gets it right first wins. And we're going to bring in our first guest. Is from Ontario as well, is Cache the Line.
Hello, hello.
0. And from the other side of Canada, we're going to be bringing in LANMonkey. Yay!
Hey guys, good
all the way from the West Coast.
All the way from the Wet Coast. That's right.
That's right. Join as you are. Okay. And our other guest is having a little issues with joining us. So hopefully we can get those worked out, and he'll be able to join us. But here we are. And today's subject is soup to nuts. That's it. We're going to talk the soup to nuts of geocaching. Anything that goes, any questions that we get from the chat room over on the side there. We'd like to welcome Tom Jameson. Nunavut Tidy is with us, a watcher of many geovlogs. He's one of our sponsors. And Kilgore DS, good evening. Good to have you with us as people pour in. How you doing, Bruce?
Hello. Doing good.
Doing good?
Yeah.
You're here comes Mrs. Cache Canada. She's coming in.
Hello.
Hey,
How you doing?
Kevin.
Hey, it's good to see ya. Yeah.
That way. There you go. All right. And Jay, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I got out, did a little bit of geocaching today, so that always brings up the physical and emotional well-being level. And I got a beer now, and I'm joining you guys. It's all
better.
good.
You got your souvenir for the day?
I did. I've got
Good.
my big blue switch souvenir, so that's exciting as well. How about you guys?
Yep.
We did.
Yep, we got ours. We didn't realize it till after we'd gone out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, I checked my profile. Oh yeah, we got a souvenir. Oh, cool. Yeah. So we don't have to wait. We don't have to go geocaching for the rest of the year. We're done.
Wow, that's not quite true.
No, we're going to go geocaching tomorrow somewhere. I don't know where yet, but we're going to go out.
Yeah, I didn't quite get out geocaching today, but I was doing other stuff geocaching related, just not enough to get the souvenirs. So that'll have to be probably tomorrow.
Ooh, who's cooking?
Okay. And so you didn't get out today at all?
No, I didn't get outside. Well, I went to the store once, and that's
okay. All right. Were you editing videos again?
Yeah, I was doing a couple little edits, putting something together. I was hoping to get it out for today, but it'll probably be tomorrow.
Okay.
Way to go, Jeff.
Well, that'll be good because we've already got our souvenirs for today, so we can watch it when it comes out.
Yeah. Yeah. You have one up. I haven't watched it yet. It was on my to-do list, but we were watching Netflix.
Yes. So the most recent one, that'd be the World War II bunker.
Yes. Yeah.
Love that one.
Climbing in and climbing up. That was Geopol.
Yep. That was Geopol met up with him, and that's his cache. So he got to do some maintenance on it, and I went out to find it too.
Nice. I really like the killer rabbit. That one. Didn't nobody else go with you? You were just by yourself.
Not too many spoilers, dear.
Yeah,
no,
I left.
It's a video.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen the video yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Monty Python. It's awesome. So you were by yourself?
Yeah, so I was with Team Fart, Team Smart for
Yeah.
most of the trip,
Just
and
rolls
then at
off
that
the tongue.
point, yeah, and at that point I broke off so that I could drive all the way down to England. But that was the first cache on my itinerary, the one that I absolutely had to get to. I really wanted to get to it.
Oh, I know. I don't know if I would have thought about it, getting that, but that's awesome that you found it. And there's a geocache there.
There it is.
So yeah,
I think
anybody
I
that
might
hasn't seen it, if you can check out Cache the Line, and he has a Monty Python portion to his video. It's really cool. That's the kind of thing that we look up when we go geocaching. Is some oddball things. We'll like I'll look up waterfalls, or if the area that you're in, that was something that I would look up, is like Monty Python, or
We did Walking Dead. And...
Yeah. So when we were in Atlanta, it was like, oh, that's Walking Dead territory. I remember seeing it on Geocaching, Katie's channel, and then I found a Walking Dead series. You got 9 out of 12 caches, and you got a coin. So we've got the coin for that, and did a video on it. So
yeah, filming locations are really cool to target when you're on trips and vacations.
But I was gonna say, how would you look something like that up in advance? So Jeff, like in particular, the Cave of the Killer Rabbit from Monty Python's Holy Grail, like how did you know there was a cache there?
I don't actually even remember how I came across that one. I don't remember if I searched for Monty Python first, or I was browsing for caches and then found that one. I think most likely it was similar to Iceland, where I came across a couple of caches that were part of filming location series. And so I just checked out that like bookmark list, that series of caches, and then said, oh, that's a good one to get to. It's on my route, that one. So probably the same sort of thing with Scotland. I mean, there was a whole lot of browsing, searching for caches to find.
Yeah, we've done the same thing with just before we went geocaching, we went to LA. We were there for 14 days, and I knew the Batman's Bat Cave was there somewhere, and I just Googled Bat Cave, and it came up at the location. And then since then, I've seen there are geocaches there for Batman and the Hollywood sign. That's a really good spot to see the Hollywood sign. But that kind of thing is just Googling, if you know the area, like say Oklahoma City. I was just doing some research on that. If you know something that took place there, like a movie or something like that, then you Google that. Or Breaking Bad, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I just found some geocaches related to Breaking Bad in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I bookmarked them. Just movie set locations, anything like that.
Yeah, another good resource is that I like to visit for travels like that is Atlas Obscura, because that website, they've got like abandoned places, remote locations, filming locations, really cool places that aren't necessarily big, huge tourist draws, but chances are you can go to one of those locations and then search that location on the map, on the geocaching map, and there's at least like a couple caches nearby or something specifically related to that. It's a great resource for seeing awesome locations.
Nice.
Yeah, that is a really good resource. A few of us up here use it for the Northwest to find some of the ghost towns where it's so scary that you can't even pronounce it properly. But that there's some fantastic geocaching locations. And yeah, like you said, use it to Google using Atlas Obscura or other resources to narrow down the search. One of the other things that I do a lot is start with just a simple favorite point search, and then see from there and then that sometimes triggers ideas of, oh yeah, and what about this?
Yes, that'd be atlasobscura.com. So all one word, Atlas, and Obscura, OBSCURA.com.
Nicely plugged, Jeff.
Yeah. Not a sponsored video.
So what do you have on the agenda coming up, either of you? Anything's just, it's kind of hard to plan right now.
It's really hard to plan right now, yeah. But we've actually just started working on it. It's from a geocaching perspective, just started working on a new series. Well, new to us. The series has been around for a while, And the CO puts out just amazing caches. So I was saying before the show tonight, we went out and found the first two out of the series by a cacher out here in the West Coast called Scruffster. And he just does the most amazing job, start to finish, soup to nuts, on his puzzle cache series that he puts out. And we're just really enjoying it. So we're looking forward to just, 1-2 caches per weekend, which is like crazy low numbers for us, but it's not about the numbers. Not anymore anyways.
Okay, we were going to have another person on. We were going to have a volunteer reviewer from North Carolina, but he can't get his camera working. So we're going to bring him on another show. We're going to work with him on that and work through that, and we'll have him on as another Cache Canada Chats, because this is not going to be the last one. We'll continue this on. I don't know if we'll do it every other week on a regular basis, or we'll just carry it through. And what we're trying to do right now is just kind of stretch our vlogging ability. I have enough in the computer with what Karen and I have done to carry us through, but if I hadn't started doing live broadcasts, we would be running out probably about now. I have to look in the inventory. I have a production schedule, and we're going through it and just trying to modify it to keep us going. But I think things are lightening up a little bit. I think Ontario is going to start opening soon. They've announced plans to slowly bring things in. I might be going back to work by the end of the month, maybe. So any free time I have is going to evaporate. So I bet we do have some local, after we got back from our road trip, we did manage to get a few episodes in the can. They're sitting on the computer. We haven't edited them yet, so we have those for when I run out of our road trip. So
yeah, some of the trails in Ontario have already just started opening today.
Yeah,
there was news about that. One of the counties in Ontario, Haldimand and Norfolk, they closed down everything. Like, they were so super tight that everything was closed down, and you couldn't go to the trails, you couldn't go to the parks. It was totally shut down. But they started opening trails finally again today.
Yeah, that was Haldimand, Norfolk closed everything, right?
Yeah.
But it's interesting because I've never seen so many people out on the trails before. Like, usually we're it, and maybe we see 1 or 2 other people, but they're packed. So it's good to see everybody getting out.
That raises a great question. You guys are both, like, all 3 of you are cache owners as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed a lot of, and people get offended, but noobs logging caches lately? Like, the new geocachers are out there.
Yep. And I've sent notes of welcome to some of them. If I look up their stats, and then I see if they're new or not, and sometimes they've just rejoined after a few years absence, or brand new. And if they're new and they've logged about a dozen caches, I'll send them a note. Hey, welcome to Geocaching on London Westie, blah blah blah, and I'll shoot them. Hey, watch my channel.
Why not? But good for you. I mean, it's awesome that you're putting out.
Yeah, it's a good way. It's a good way. I've done it with when people discover a trackable off of our cards that we leave in a cache, or any other way that when somebody discovers something that you own, we'll send a note and say, hey, by the way, thanks for logging my coin. Did you check out our channel? Here's the link. And it's just you've just got contact with someone, so now you can revert back, and hopefully we think we do a good job, and all of us are doing a great job, and it's just to say, hey, if you haven't seen it yet, you might enjoy this. So, and
it's nice when they do actually reply back, because it's a great way to find out who is actually discovering things that they've seen. As opposed to, hey, here's a code, let's mass log 500 trackables. And
and speaking of that, I was just going to say, one of the things, all of us here on the show are also YouTube bloggers. And one of the things that I really appreciate, and I think most of us do it for each other as well, is when you put a video out and you watch somebody else's video, to just make a little comment on it. Doesn't take a lot of time, but it makes a big impression. And it's an awesome thing for the person who put all the effort into creating that content to just hear a little bit back about your thoughts on it. So I just wanted to say thanks to you guys for all the times that you do comment on my videos. It means a lot, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And likewise.
Yes, thank you. And thumbs up.
Yes.
Anytime you watch a video, give a thumbs up, because it does help in the algo or whatever it's called, the algorithm.
YouTube crap.
We love interactivity. When people comment, when
yes.
people say things and do things, we love that.
Yes, absolutely.
And if anyone in our studio audience has any questions, we'll welcome Janet Yu. She's always up there. And Brent Rebel, how are you doing? He's doing good. I think Ontario will start publishing soon. We're actually our reviewers are having a live chat tomorrow on Sunday.
Oh,
it's I think up to 100 participants.
Massive, yeah.
So a massive.
They open it up. So we have a Facebook group, the Connected Ontario Geocachers. So pretty much anybody who's in Ontario as a geocacher is probably in that group, and they posted it to all of our regional groups. So who knows how many people are going to show up for this live chat.
Did they put a time on that? Was it?
Yeah, it was 8 o'clock Eastern.
Oh, okay, that works.
Well, you guys are lucky. You've got Cache Shadow out there, so I don't know if there's anything you can't do. But
yeah, oh yeah, you're very familiar with Cache Shadow.
Yeah.
He's he used to be out in BC quite a bit with the land sharks.
Yeah. He we're looking forward to when he can travel, him and his lovely wife, and come and visit us again. So and vice versa. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, we've got a lot of caching to do in Ontario for Mrs. Monkey and I, for sure. So there's gonna be a number of trips planned in the future coming out.
Bring your canoe.
Well, we have an inflatable kayak, but that's a bugger to bring on the plane. So
we got lots of rocks in our waterway, so
yeah,
I don't know how long that'll last.
Yeah, we're hoping to be able to get out now, and be able to travel a little further from home. We actually can stay somewhere and take the canoe out. It's kind of like, it's torture having the canoe. I guess, well, there's some places we could go local, but that's just, I don't know, that might be pushing it just a bit. It's like, I don't want to climb a tree.
Yeah.
You know, I'd hate to fall out of a tree. And,
Central Ontario, like that whole Algonquin area, all that forest, there's tons of lakes and a whole lot of higher terrain caches that are paddle caches. So there's lots of places to go out there.
Yeah.
nice.
There's some local Black Creek near us, which is within an hour and a half. And we haven't been up it yet, but I'm just leery about taking the canoe out right now. So you just want to have things open up. There's some places in the cottage country of Ontario, north of Toronto, I'd love to go to if I had the time right now. But I mean, I could sleep in the van, but I don't want to get in trouble. You know, what are you doing here? You know, you're that far from home. You know, it's just might be pushing it a bit.
Yeah, I've been up there a couple of times, but yeah, same sort of thing. It's like I don't want to go too far from the major highway in case there's a question about why you're there and all that.
Yeah.
They've been turning, because it's cottage country, right? So they've been turning people away, or I think I even heard that somebody was charged at one point for being there, because the cottage people don't want all that extra traffic there right now. It's because everything's closed and there's too many people getting crowded, and
their hospitals weren't set up for the number of people. They're not usually ready for cottagers to come up until the long weekend in May.
Right.
So they don't have their staffing, and then with the virus, it just created too many problems, and they were told not to come. So,
Well,
but Saskatchewan has started opening things up. They're going to start opening up the campgrounds.
Yep.
My brother and his wife are in Saskatoon, and they have a camper, and they're able to go at the end of June or end of May, I think, where they can actually right now they can go there, but they're not until the end of May will they be able to stay over.
And we say, Kay Daniel, hello.
Hello. Yep. Kay Daniel's in the house. And that's another thing. Sim Rebel has said
we can see him.
No washrooms open. That is a difficulty if you're traveling and you need to go. There's no place to go. Oh, he's there.
It's a little easier for guys sometimes.
Yeah.
We're going to bring somebody in. I see somebody on a camera. Hey, look at you.
Here he
It's
is.
Whimsy Guy.
For some reason, Chrome worked when Firefox wouldn't. Who knew?
There you go.
Mine was the other way. I got Firefox to work and Chrome was having problems.
That's interesting. I found StreamYard basically works best with Chrome generally. So yeah, before the show, when you were saying you were switching browsers, Jeff, I was like, oh, okay.
So we'd like to welcome wimseyguy.
Hello.
Matt is a volunteer reviewer for the state of North Carolina. There you go. And a geocacher. There you go.
Like the shirt.
Good.
Yeah.
That's our license plate.
And some of us actually have met Matt before in person. I don't know if Jeff has ever met him. Where did we meet? Jeff, do you know where we all met?
Geocaching?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. But on a certain big object. Kind of like went on the water.
A big boat.
Yeah.
We were on a boat.
There you go. Yeah. So, Matt, how are you? How's
I'm doing
North
well,
Carolina?
thanks. I'm doing well. It was a beautiful sunny day here in North Carolina.
Mhm.
And it looks like the camera froze up a little bit, but I think the audio is still working okay.
Audio's fine.
Audio's working. We can see you.
That's all right. I don't move around too much anyway.
Actually, I know you do because I just saw a video you sent me of you geocaching in, was it Arizona or California?
California, doing the Route 66 trail more than a few years ago.
Yeah, just west of Barstow, I think.
Yep.
Between Barstow and Needles. I just found that stretch of highway with all it looks like the highway to hell. It's one cache after another, so I know where you were. But yeah, so Matt does move. He gets in and out really quick. I saw it. I have video proof. So we're going to go to a I.B.Geocaching draw right now. This is not for a trivia question. This is for one. We had a we lost Matt in his video. We had a question we had on our Cache Canada Facebook page, and we had a question for where the cache was, and we're going to bring that along. We had a number of entries, so we're going to share that right now, and we are going to pick the winner from all the people that entered. So there's the names of everybody that entered.
Wow, look at all those people.
So there you go. We did well. So all I have to do now is click it and spin.
Ooh, look at it go.
And then it'll pick a winner.
Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be?
Oh! Yay, congratulations.
Tidy is
What, Teddy?
there you go.
Congrats, Paul.
All right. Congratulations. So he's a winner for that. And
There was even a little bit of suspense there, eh? Like,
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
it was almost David Johnson. Oh, he's like, no. Oh, congratulations.
Very
There you
close.
go. All right.
yeah, Janet's asking, what was the answer? We all want to know.
There was no answer. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Yeah, hold on.
It was the trick question.
Hang on. Hang on. I'll go to that. Yeah, I gotta give you that.
Sure, I'll get that up.
On my way.
And Kay Daniels asking, how do you enter? I believe it was on Facebook. That's where I saw it. Or yeah. Facebook. And it was basically a grid on a photo, and you had to identify which square in the grid that you thought the cache was hidden in.
I did this on our last show, and I forgot to set it up. Oh, come on, hurry up. We're going to get there. Just keep entertaining the folks. Do a song and dance.
Yeah,
There
we can do
Okay.
that. Jeff's going to vogue.
Go here, and we're going to.
Oh, we can keep you entertained for hours. No worries.
I have a trivia question, just for fun, if while he's doing that.
Go for it.
Okay. If you've been to a Geo Woodstock, the one that's being you guys are putting on next year, Jay, there are Geo Woodstocks that have been in 2 states. So, sorry, I said that wrong. There are states that have had 2 different Geo Woodstocks.
Oh,
Can you name? There's 3 of them. Can you name one of the states that has had 2 Geo Woodstocks?
want to say
While
Tennessee.
you're thinking on that, I'm going to share this picture.
Oh, there we go. There was a
There we
comment.
go. So the geocache this is one that I had replaced. So this is my cache.
So you knew where it was.
So I knew where it was. The geocache is right on the left side of 6. You can just see
You
a little
can barely
bit.
see that.
It's a specimen container, and almost everybody that entered
Wow.
got it right.
Very good, everybody.
Yeah.
That was a hard one.
So that was harder than 2 weeks ago. That was pretty tough. So that was in square number 6.
Square number 6.
And we have Matt back. There you go.
And
There's
did
Matt.
anybody answer the question? Washington, no.
Yep. Smooth green cylinder sideways. That's right. That was from Paul Williams. Yes.
Brent says Pennsylvania.
No.
Yeah, Washington is no. And Brent, Pennsylvania, no.
I'm assuming that he was saying Pennsylvania, not
Matt
talking
might
about
know
that.
where
not saying.
Matt might know one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Matt knows all of them because the only Geo Woodstock that Matt has missed was the very first one. And I can't say because that might give it away. But I've
If
been to
people know
every
where
Geo
Matt is
Woodstock
from,
since number
that's a big
2.
hint. Sorry, I cut you off there.
That's okay.
Is that there's only one state?
No, there's 3.
Oh, 3 states that have had it twice. Texas. Oh, okay. I got the answers now.
I could neither confirm nor deny. I don't think you're qualified to participate in the contest.
Yeah, I can't. Well, I can't play anyway. It was not New York.
No,
No, it was not New York.
Not New
no,
York.
New York hasn't had one.
It was not Michigan.
I want to guess
Alaska.
Tennessee was one of them.
Where?
Tennessee.
I can't confirm or deny that at this point. We'll see if anybody else has any more answers, and then we'll
Tom
let you know.
James.
That looks like a good answer.
North Carolina is one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Tennessee is
That is correct.
another. Can anybody get
That
the
is
third
correct.
one?
Tennessee is one. Yep. And there's one more.
And Karen, I cheated a little bit because I have all the signs over in the corner of my house.
Oh, I just went on and searched online.
So that's where it's hiding.
So some of the stuff's hiding. Mrs. Monkey will be really
no, not
happy
Oregon.
next year when we can get rid of a lot of the stuff out of the
She'll
house.
be happy.
North Carolina, yes.
Yep, number 5 and number 15 were here in North Carolina.
Very cool.
Yeah, there you go.
And the last one, if nobody else has got it yet, the last state that had two Geo Woodstocks is Florida.
Florida.
Ah,
Yeah, I was about to say Florida. And I was,
But
and I
you
was just
didn't.
thinking, like, we don't really hear much from Florida about geocaching.
Kentucky. No, it wasn't
No.
Kentucky. Has Kentucky
Florida.
had a Geo Woodstock?
Yes.
Kentucky has had one. Yeah.
Had
Yes.
Louisville.
Louisville, very first one.
First one. Technically, 10 was across the river in Sellersburg, Indiana.
Ah,
So
Very
the
cool.
2 in Florida, one was in Lakeland, Florida, and the other was in Jacksonville.
Numbers
And
3 and 11, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
I was going to say I wouldn't go up against Matt when it comes to Geo Woodstock trivia. That's all. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say.
He's been around for a while. Yeah, Matt, when did you start geocaching?
Started caching in August of 2002.
Mhm.
The first cache we found is about 3 miles down the road from where we live right now. And I now own a cache about 50 feet away from where that cache was hidden in a local park. And I joined the volunteer review team April 1st, 2005. So I just celebrated 15 years wearing that hat as well.
Nice. And you're still enjoying it? You haven't,
Very
well,
much.
you've pulled all your hair out.
I think that was more professional than volunteering or genetic.
All right. Well, that's good. So one of the topics that I think you brought up would be a good thing to talk about is how do you decide where you're going to go geocaching? Now, this depends on what you're going to do, whether it's for a day or a day trip or a road trip. And how do you figure out where you're going to go? Anybody want to start out on that?
Not everybody at once.
Yeah, don't jump right in.
Well, if it's a day trip, I'm likely to look at density and find somewhere within an hour that has a nice little cluster, either along roads or in a park, depending on the weather and time of year.
Mm-hmm.
It gets pretty warm here in the summers, and we don't do a whole lot of deep woods hiking from June through September.
Yeah.
We save that for the cooler months.
Wow.
And we just did today. Karen said, "Hey, do you want to go geocaching?" I said, "Yes, absolutely. Let's go." And it was just a matter of finding some place where we both needed a kind of a group. And it was funny
because we both chose the same place, not talking to each other. I said,
Yeah.
"Oh, let's go here," and he's like, "Yeah, let's go here." And I was like,
and it was at the exact same spot. And we had, "No, I got a place." And she goes, "Well, so do I." And I go, "Okay." And I looked at her map and go, "That's what I was picking." So that's awesome.
So that was kind of fun.
And it was just a matter of looking at a section of the map in the city of what hadn't been cleared yet.
That had, like you said, a volume of them together. So
Yeah, and a place to walk,
Mhm.
not park and grabs, where we could actually walk on a trail and get some exercise.
Because
I
it was a
think for me-
beautiful day today.
Oh yeah.
And Jeff didn't
From
get
what I
out.
could see inside. Yeah, I think for me the challenges are kind of the thing that I'm working on a lot lately, and so I've got like a bookmark list of high value qualifiers, especially the really rare ones. So if there's like a day to go out caching, I'll probably find someplace farther away from home and prioritize those target caches, and then just kind of casual cache on the way home. And that's typically how I would plan for at least a solo caching day, especially now with the day of the year challenges. Those days, I mean, 1 year, if you miss it, you have to wait a whole year. So any challenges I'm trying to go for, I've got those dates marked. I have to find this type of cache on this date, or that DT rating or something like that on specific dates. So those days are top priority. Get out caching and find something that qualifies.
And here's Janet brings up a point. Now, Jeff, you're on your own, and Jay, you've got Mrs. LANMonkey, but Janet, the hubby is not too keen on it. I've got Karen, and Karen's got me, so we're both at Matt.
And we like to travel.
We lost him. I was going to ask Matt if his wife was into it, so that makes a big difference in geocaching, whether your spouse is into it or not.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
significant other, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. We're lucky. We both liked it, and both stick to it. And you too, Jay. And Jeff, there's somebody out there for you.
Oh, the Kiwis, the curious Kiwis are just saying they still can't get out geocaching.
Yeah.
They haven't been paroled yet.
No.
Right. Yeah. That's an even more
New Zealand.
even more extreme situation than we have up here in Canada for
Mhm.
sure. But definitely thinking about them. But to your point, Dave, when it comes to planning trips, like Karen said, Laura and I love traveling. So that's kind of always a feature about how we're planning where we're going to go caching. We're going to look for areas that are somewhere interesting we haven't been before. And if you follow our YouTube channel, we're always trying to find really off the beaten path, interesting, cool spots that helped me write the book as well. But we're also just really trying to find interesting places. And then, okay, so where can we go geocaching while we're also doing that? And then, as we all know, that brings you to even more interesting places in that spot that you wanted to go. So.
And your style is good too. Like it's very touristy style. Like you talk about the location. Your voice is very announcery voice as well. So like you really explain the locations and why they're really nice, and you find geocaches there, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, you've got a style of a Jay, of a tour vlog. Like a travel vlog.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's one of the things that I think is really cool about the vlogging group that we're all parts of, is that everybody starts off, and please don't anybody take this the wrong way, but when everybody starts off, everybody kind of does the same thing when they start. But then what's really cool is you can watch people evolve and find their own voice.
Mhm.
That's really the crux of it. And We had Komakino on our podcast recently, and he was talking about this as well. And he has his own voice, right? He does his own kind of thing. And that's what I love, is that you can see through the eyes of somebody else, their geocaching experience, the way they experience it. And that's really the story that we're trying to tell. I get
Matt, the question was, as you just flipped off there, does your wife geocache?
She will go with me for more interesting locations, historic locations, scenic locations. She doesn't care much for hiking in the woods and has no tolerance for roadside park and grabs. So I choose my battles very carefully when I take her with me.
And that's what, Janet, you noticed, where her husband will geocache when they travel to interesting places, but not so much just to go out and geocache. Yeah.
Julie has actually found caches in countries that I've never been to, traveling with other friends that are geocachers. She did a couple of trips with a caching friend who was a Girl Scout troop leader. So she's actually found a cache at the Taj Mahal in the gardens outside, and several in Ireland when she was on trips with our friend who's the troop leader. But she has never logged a single one online.
I want to call something out that I just noticed in Matt's video. I don't know how you did it, Jeff, but it looks like you've got a plug for your channel over Matt's shoulder in his video, if you look carefully. In the background.
Oh, yeah. Just
there's a statue that almost looks like Jeff Fooning in the back.
It almost looks like a Bigfoot almost in a way. He's walking.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt, right behind your left shoulder, you got a Fooner.
Well done, Jeff. Well done. Well
I don't see it on my end. But there's all kinds of wildlife in our backyard, so you never know what you'll see back there.
It's the statue or the artwork in the backyard on the platform beside
Oh,
the
that
tree.
guy is, we call him Flash.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Somebody could call Jeff Flash. You never know. Depends on how fast he foons. And our fooning video is coming up, and Jeff, you're just going to cringe because I didn't know how to foon, and I was trying to foon on this pedestal, and I am like, well, how do you do this thing? And I actually think Cash Drone, he did the best. He did very, very well. So that's.
Well, and I find it so fascinating because it's a position that we use every day. If we're walking, it's that orientation. But every time somebody, including myself, sometimes just try to strike that pose in kind of an exaggerated form, it's not right. It's not the same thing.
It doesn't come across right. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just really interesting because the creator of that particular pose, it's kind of like the GIF or GIF controversy, right? Like he's explained that you can do it any number of ways. Here's a basic form and all that. And so, sure, if you do your foon and your arms outstretched, you're doing like a Superman thing, then, well, that's a foon. Or if you're doing it so that both sides are forward and you're like that's a foon too. But it's a pet peeve of mine. It's got to be like a Running Man thing.
Has anybody ever done it when you were not scoring a webcam picture, just for the sake of doing it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, yeah, if not even necessarily a webcam, but usually it's more a pose and somebody takes a photo. But I think occasionally, there's been a couple of times and it's like, oh yeah, boom, done.
I think the only time I've done it was when I'm with you, Jeff. When we went to New York for that old cache that got the Headless Horseman, whatever that one was.
Mm-hmm.
We did a picture together of us fooning together, and I think that before geocaching, I never heard of fooning.
There you go.
Yeah, and it was like all the rage years ago as well. Like everybody was doing it, and it kind of died off. It was kind of a trendy fad, kind of like planking. I kind of parallel those two things. Like planking was around, and everybody would do it for fun, take photos, and it was trending on social media. Yeah. And kind of the same thing with foons with the geocaching community. Some people still do it. It's nice to see pictures of people doing it on some of the geocaching groups. It's like I kind of describe it as a pose of success or victory. It's like you just accomplished something great. You got a foon.
And I heard somebody mention a book. I know I'm not an author. I don't think Jeff has written a book. Matt, have you ever written a book?
I have not.
No, I think somebody else has.
I have. I just happen to have a copy right here.
Oh. This was going to be ready for Geostock 2020.
It was, yeah. So it's there's a copy of it right there. I actually started this about 2 years ago, and I started this project before we had started on the bid for Geo Woodstock, just because I felt that as a geocacher, and as we were discussing earlier, somebody who just loves to travel and go places, wouldn't it be nice if there was a resource for somewhere you wanted to go as a geocacher, as a traveling geocacher, where there's all the kinds of information about, sure, like what geocaches should I look for, but also information about the area. Like, what are the must-see places in that area? What are some pro tips about how do I get free Wi-Fi when I'm in that area? What kinds of events and family things are there going on in that area? And so I thought, well, instead of just complaining that nobody else is doing it, why don't I do it for my area?
Yep.
So I started on it, and it took 2 years to do all the research and get the book together. But yeah, it's a thing. You can buy it off Amazon, and the geocaching guidebook.
And I think that would be something that I think I'm going to buy a copy, because now we have extra time to read up on places that we might want to visit.
And we might expand our trip when we do go to Geo Woodstock.
Yeah, we might actually go longer now.
Because we were supposed to also go to Ireland this year, so we're just going to go to the bare minimum for Seattle and then Abbotsford.
Yeah.
So, but now we might be able to make it a longer trip.
Yeah, they're not going to go to Ireland next year, but
no, we're not going to Ireland now.
Yeah, we had very little time that we had set aside this year for the Abbotsford area. It was actually, we only had like 2 days.
Well, the Ireland trip had been planned for like 3 to 4 years, so that's it had before this came up. So otherwise, we wouldn't have planned both in the same year.
Understandably, of course, yeah. But that's too bad that you have to forego it. I mean, obviously, lots of people are forgoing lots of things right now, but I'm sure you were very excited about a trip to Ireland. That would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have family heritage there?
No, my choir was going. And
it was a Celtic choir.
Yeah. So we were going to sing at various spots.
We had been, I had been with their choir. They went to Scotland in 2014. So they did Scotland and England. And I tagged along and did the geocaching thing while she did her singing.
And then we went to out east a couple of years ago.
She went out. I didn't want to do that one. I met her out there.
Well, you did end up coming with me, and we did all the hot spots on the way back.
She drove out with somebody. They did the choir tour, and then I drove out over 4 days and met her in Halifax, and then we geocached on our way back.
So yeah, our choir had gone to Prince Edward Island, so I got my Prince Edward Island souvenir.
Nice.
And Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. So.
Yes. So the Maritimes are such an amazing part of Canada. Like, that's definitely someplace people should put on their bucket list to go.
You have to go to a kitchen party.
Yes. Yeah. I'm even wearing my Nova Scotia.
Ooh.
My Nova Scotia hoodie tonight. So I'm Nova Scotia proud tonight.
So Matt, have you had any plans put back because of this issue? Were you going away anywhere and had to cancel?
I don't think he can hear you. He's frozen.
He's frozen. I think he's gone. Uh-oh.
Either that or he's just sleeping, sitting up.
He's there. He's there.
Maybe it was the whole fooning discussion we upset.
Yeah, he's gone. And Jeff, have you had any? Oh, you did have.
Well, he just got back.
No, you did. You were Mingo.
Yeah,
Mingo was supposed to be the one.
Yeah, the Mingo Madness stuff has been postponed till September, and right now, even that is going to depend on whether the U.S. border is open.
Right.
Well, that's the thing, right? Yeah.
Pretty much all the travel's going to be completely canceled. Even if it's open, if there's like quarantine times that you have to undergo, then that's going to make it not worthwhile as well. There's also Midwest Geobash in July, which is a little earlier. That's even more into question whether they open the borders and what requirements there are.
Are you going to go to the LNA?
Oh yeah, that one's just a few hours away.
Yeah,
that's Ontario. That's our mega. So as long as it's still running, then I'm planning to go.
Yeah.
We can go to that
late
one.
August.
Go now because we won't be
Yeah.
out west. It was the same time frame as the Geo Woodstock.
Right.
So
Mhm.
So it's late August. So hopefully things should be good for the LNA
Yeah.
Mega.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
mhm.
Lennox and Addington.
Hey, if
Yeah.
folks haven't heard about the LNA Mega, is there like a website they could go to?
Yeah,
Oh.
there should be.
Sorry to put you on the spot. I just thought since we're talking about it, it'd be good for.
And
Yeah, the LNA Mega is an interesting one because you know how a lot of mega events, they have their main venue and everybody comes. It's usually like indoors and there's games, there's stores, there's a whole bunch of things set up. LNA is a little different where they do have that, but usually it's outside. And even last year, I think it was, the weather was not all that good. It was pretty rainy and we still had it. But they place caches all around the whole area, like really good caches. So the draw for Lennox and Addington, that county, is that people come to the mega and essentially go out to find all these caches. So it's a slightly different style than a lot of the other megas where everybody comes and stays. It's kind of like come do some stuff and then go find caches and then come back for the group photo and stuff. So
Okay. Yeah, we've got one in the Northwest like that down in the Tri-Cities. It's the Tri-Cities Geocoin Challenge that happens every year except this year in June. And we're disappointed we can't go down. This will be the first one we've missed in years, but similar approach. Most megas in the Pacific Northwest are pretty laid back. So
yeah, and
That's
Janet
bad.
Yu was there at the LNA last
Mhm.
year.
Yep.
Very nice.
Dave, you had a question for Matt, and then we couldn't hear him. He's back though.
Yeah, have you had any plans scrubbed because of this virus that you like travel that you've had to postpone or get
Oh,
rid of?
yes. Last weekend, we were supposed to be in New Orleans for Jazz Fest, which is an absolutely amazing music and food and drink conference. If you've never been, put it on your list. And there's some pretty good caching in New Orleans as well. That was sort of an early birthday present as well as a travel. We were supposed to go to the wedding of a good friend's daughter in Denver in July. I think that one's off. And of course, the Pacific Northwest trip with Seattle and Abbotsford. I was going to be out there for probably 2 weeks, a long weekend in Seattle to see friends there, and then probably a week to 10 days in British Columbia. And Julie was going to catch up with me for that portion of the trip. All of them canceled.
That's too bad.
Rescheduled now.
Postponed. Yes. Well, I don't know if they're going to hold off the wedding just for us. So,
Well, they really should. I mean, honestly,
Yes.
it's you.
and then the week before the Pacific Northwest trip, which still is on the calendar, a quick trip to New Jersey to see my family. And we're hosting a retirement party for my dad, who at 86 has finally decided it's time to stop working.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Nice.
Dedicated.
Yeah, that's one word for it.
So we have to give some stuff away here.
Do you have to?
We have to. Where did I? Darn it all.
So the stuff that you're giving away, do you have a sponsor that you're giving it away from, or is it?
Yes,
Canada stuff?
I.B.Geocaching.
Oh, awesome.
And I closed my tab.
Don't you hate that?
I hate that. So anyway, yeah, I.B.Geocaching. He gave us three items. It's a coin, a tag, and a button. They're all trackable.
Awesome.
And they're all right here. So in the show notes in the bottom, I'll put a link. There's a special package that he has where he'll have extra items that that are just trying to move off the shelves. So here's the one is one of his medals. So it's an I.B.Geocaching medal, and the other one is a trackable button that he had. And so what he does for $10, you can get 3 trackable items, And here's a pirate tag. So you can get 3 trackable items for $10, and it's all on sale items that he has. I'll put the link for that in the show notes down. Once this gets published, I'll put that in there. It's a special link. He's just changed his website up so it's a little easier to find. I found it once and I couldn't find it again. So Pete has done that. So Jeff, do you have a question that we can ask the group, and whoever knows the answer first, and everybody has to keep their eyes peeled so I don't mess this up, what the answer is, and that person gets it.
Sure.
Typing figures ready, people.
We'll go with the pirate tag.
The pirate tag. That could be very relevant.
Yeah. Tag.
It's a signal pirate.
Yeah.
The question would be, what is the name of the shipwreck that I went out searching for in my 10-year cache anniversary?
10-year cache anniversary. Let me see.
Wow, there's some pretty serious Google research going on right now.
I Googled it and I got it within probably about 20 seconds.
Nice. There you go. Google YouTube quickly or search YouTube.
It is in a video.
I think it's right on in the thumbnail of the video, isn't it?
I don't think the name is.
Oh, okay.
The name of the ship.
And I might have been able to get it quick because I knew what the name was. And I put that with Cache Align.
Dude,
and I
you cheated.
Let me see here.
It's okay. Dave can't win anyway, so.
No, I can't win. I win my own stuff. Cache.
So while we're waiting, Jeff, do you want to ask the question one more time just to make sure people got what they're supposed to be searching for?
So what was the name of the ship or shipwreck that I went searching for to celebrate my 10-year cache anniversary? It was related to the very first geocache that I found that I, being a brand new geocacher, did not look up or research really at all because it was all about finding the container. So for the 10-year cache anniversary, I went out and discovered a whole lot more background about the location of that first cache. They're right over there.
Oh, shoot. I wish I could. I was trying to bring up the.
Were you starting to play it?
Thumbnail. Yeah, it actually started to play. That's the,
autoplay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Chrome tab.
So while people are looking that up, and
there you go.
Oh, there we go. It's
if
in
you
there.
Look really quick. It's actually
in there somewhere. It's in there somewhere. It's one of those.
Yeah, one of those videos right there.
While people are looking that up, did you want to ask Matt his question?
Yeah, Matt, you can ask your question, and for this one, we'll give away the medal. It's a bronze medal.
Only bronze, not silver or gold?
Bronze.
Hey, Dave,
I
think Sim Rebel got it.
Sim Rebel. There he did, yes. If we look up, nobody else
just beat the Kiwis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It was like milliseconds.
And they spelt it correctly too.
Sim Rebel gets the tag. All right, that goes to Sim Rebel. Congratulations.
Now I'm not going to be super picky, but Sim Rebel didn't capitalize the name of the ship, and it is now. And the Kiwis did,
and the curious Kiwis just extended the name to include the captain.
That's for showing off.
Here to LaSalle's the Griffin. Whoa. Fancy. All right, Matt, your question.
Vicious out there.
So we mentioned earlier when I wasn't being kicked off that I have been caching for a while. And like Jeff mentioned, part of it is completing challenges that motivates me. So my question is, how many states have I found? How many U.S. states have I found caches in so far?
Ooh,
this could take a while.
Google search going on. So wimseyguy, how many caches? How many states? I wonder if you have more states than we do.
I'm going to bet he has more states than any of us, but
I'm going to get this.
I've seen some geocachers that live in the States, and we actually have more than they do.
And we
Wow.
have challenges for like US only challenges for finding caches in states. So there's a whole lot of motivation to get
That's
you
true. Yeah.
caching in the US.
Okay, we're just
Well,
going
and
to
it's
look.
easier in the East, right? Because the states are closer together.
Okay, I'm going to let you know. I think Lyric Class or Karen is the same as me.
Yeah, we
but,
have the same.
39 states. So,
Wow, that's impressive.
So we'll see once we get the correct answer. And Matt, you've got to watch. We have a 35 from the Geocache. No, it's not
I
35.
like Houston, Texas Dave's answer.
It's between 1 and
That is the correct range, but we'll need a more specific number. We're going with Jeopardy rules here, not Price is Right rules.
It's more than 1. It's less
A
than
little
50.
bit more precise.
Well, while we're waiting for correct guesses or somebody just to, look at my profile quickly. Nope, sorry, Paul, that's not correct. Nope, sorry, Dave. But you recently took a road trip before lockdown to one of my favorite caching cities in Nashville.
Yes.
And watching that episode was like a memory lane trip for me because I've been to quite a few of the caches that you highlighted in your episode.
Nice.
Including the most favorited cache in the whole state of Tennessee, hidden by a very dear friend of mine, Joe GPS. And that is one of the greatest caches I've ever found.
Yeah, nice.
I got to find it with the pressure of him watching a group of us look for it too.
Yeah, that one was a surprise. We didn't realize it when I knew it was highly favorited, and I didn't know who it was that put it out when we got there. Then I realized whose cache it was, and I'm like, wow,
Yes.
this is pretty special.
Matt, would you like
I'm sorry, Karen.
Would you like to repeat the question? Somebody missed it.
Certainly. How many U.S. states have I found geocaches in? I'll give you a hint. It is the same number as how many U.S. states have I visited in my life.
Oh, well, if you just said
that
way
really-
in the first place.
That makes it easier.
There's a lot of answers pouring
I've
in. Everything
actually
goes right.
visited more states than I've cashed.
We've seen some close numbers, but still, nobody
don't
hit the cigar on the tip.
Wow.
38, 36, 48, 44.
Somebody just start incrementing. Like,
I guess
Yeah, 1, 2.
we are kind of running out of time. We might have to go with Price is Right rules.
Yeah, we can
give
go
the
over
person
it.
who's closest without going over.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
47, 42, 38.
well, 42 is the answer to everything. So
Absolutely.
The meaning
Should
of
be.
life.
Yeah.
that's right.
Super nuts.
Life, the universe, and everything.
It's
Yes.
just that soup to nuts. Yeah. Perfect.
And
Somebody will get it sooner or later.
yeah, they'll come up to it.
Taking my
No.
approach now. I love it.
There you go. Curious Kiwi's onto it now.
I told you there'd be 6 people competing for this one.
Should probably start from the other end and work down.
Houston, Texas, Dave wins.
49.
Ooh,
It is 49.
All right.
Before this year's pandemic, traveling postponement has tossed my traveling pins upside down.
Which one are you missing?
Oh no, he froze.
Rose
Goes again.
No, I wanted to hear the story.
He'll come back in.
That's just cruel.
cliffhanger.
This
We'll be
is
back.
the end of it all.
All right, we have one. Congratulations, Houston, Texas, Dave. Awesome, way to go. He was close 2 weeks ago. He was very close on getting the answer, and for another question. Now, LANMonkey, you have a question, and if people have been paying attention, they'll be able to get this one.
Yeah, perhaps. So before I ask my question, I want to know, are there rules? So the people who've already won tonight, are they still eligible to win?
I would say we did before, but we should say no.
Okay. So
Yeah.
just to
So
level
to
the playing field.
give it
One prize per.
one prize per person.
All right. Okay. Good. I just wanted to know what the rules were before I threw something out there, and I didn't want to get in the middle of some big thing going on. All right.
Dave wants to know what he won. He won this I.B.Geocaching medal. It's copper in color. It's
It's got stars
weight.
on it.
Yeah, there you go.
It's very nice.
Very cool. Very awesome. Okay. So my question is, what is the name of the book I wrote?
The name of the
Ooh.
book. We need the title.
Yeah, and it's easy. I've only written one book, so
Yeah.
how hard could that be?
And if you know his name and you look that up on Amazon, you
On
should
Amazon, there you go.
First name is Jay. That, of course, I know your last name. I don't
Yep.
think we've ever mentioned that.
Ah, well, you know what? All you need to know is the name of the book, and you can look it up on Amazon.
Yeah, there you go. So, can we trade up?
Yeah. Very funny. Too funny. Anyways, hopefully Matt can get back in because I want to hear the end of that story while we're waiting for.
Yeah.
Or not yet. Or you're not going to win the book. You're just that's just a question. You're going to win this button.
There you
go.
I can't see it.
Yeah, no, it's white. There you go.
No, you still there. You go.
I don't keep trackables. I practice cache and release.
Funny. Oh, I think we've got some answers here, and not surprisingly, Joey got the answer first.
Just Joey, right there.
Congratulations,
There
everybody
you go.
who won
Awesome.
tonight.
Congratulations.
The awesome book.
We've got Matt coming back.
Yeah, Matt's back.
Awesome.
He's
And
he's drifting in and out.
he's driving.
Yeah. We live out in sticks, and the internet is spotty out here sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to say, Paul mentioned that he's reading it right now, which is awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
Wow.
And I'm going to look that up, and I'm going to order us a copy.
Thanks, guys.
Matt, we were wondering what state you haven't been to yet, or you haven't cashed in yet.
It is Hawaii,
Why?
Oh, Hawaii.
which was going to be our destination trip next year, because the plans for this year were to come to the Pacific Northwest.
Right.
So Hawaii's gotten pushed back a little bit, or we might do both next year. We'll see.
Another.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's one we might
we
not
don't
get
know
to.
what's going to happen with Ireland, but we were planning on doing Labrador.
Newfoundland.
Just
But the
part of
northern,
Labrador, not the island itself, but
Yeah.
the territory or whatever, that part of Newfoundland.
yeah.
For 2021 July, we were going to drive up the north shore of the St. Lawrence and go up to Churchill Falls and in part into Labrador and do some geocaching up there. I just want to see it.
Like
you
to
know.
go.
But eventually we're going to go to the island, probably after I retire. So,
nice, beautiful area.
but we figured Cache Canada should actually cache Canada.
In Canada.
Nice, yeah. That can be your new thing. Cache
Yeah, but-
Canada, caches Canada.
So what do you got coming up, Jay? On you're doing a Pacific geocaching series right now.
We are, yeah. We're calling it the Undiscovered Northwest, and we're taking folks to all kinds of cool places we visited over the last year, all throughout British Columbia and Washington. And we're trying to go to places and feature places that maybe aren't on the beaten path,
Mhm.
but are still pretty cool to see. So a recent video, we went to Helmkin Park in British Columbia, which is one of our provincial parks, and it's not trying to make a contest out of this, but it is called Canada's Waterfall Park, and it's amazing. It has Helmkin Falls there and a number of other beautiful falls. So we're trying to feature places like that. We went to East Souk Park in near Victoria on Vancouver Island. So yeah, and stay tuned. There's lots more great videos. I'm working on another one tonight. We're getting lots of content out there, but and some of the places that you'll see will be mentioned in the book as well. But again, like I said, we're trying to really get to a lot of places you might not have thought about going, but then
Yeah.
you can watch the video and go, hey, I can go geocaching and check this out. Okay.
Is there an index on waterfalls? Because you sold me on waterfalls.
I figured I might. There is not an index of waterfalls in the book, but that's a good idea for a future book.
There you go. Waterfalls of the Northwest. And Matt, are you doing publishing right now, or are you not publishing at all?
Limited publishing for North Carolina. The governor's stay-at-home executive order has an exemption for outdoor recreational activity. So caches that are essentially not park and grabs, are not near businesses, parking lots, residences, but actually encourage you to take more than just a quick little jump out of the car, grab it, but walk down a greenway, go out in the woods, get lost for an hour or two, and be able to truly social distance yourself from everybody else. have been published during this quarantine period.
So you have to selectively pick which ones you're going to publish and hold the rest?
Some of it has been a bit of a slice and dice, my decision, but most of them are pretty clear cut.
Are you the only reviewer for North Carolina?
There are two of us, but the other one is up to his eyeballs in coronavirus research right now.
Oh.
So he's been extremely busy with work. It's not his main field of research. His name is Dogwood Reviewer. Caching name is Main Gray. But he is part of the faculty at the University of North Carolina Medical Center. And his specialty is burn survivor, burn victim research. And this nasty virus does a lot of similar damage to the breathing passages that inhalation burns do. So his research and his specialty has transitioned relatively easily, and he has been participating in the studies on this. And somebody that is in his lab is one of the people that's been in the news, who is a coronavirus research specialist.
Oh.
So I've been doing all the publishing for the last month.
Good for you. You're doing your part for the frontline people. Sort of.
I've had plenty of time to do it also.
Yeah, awesome. Before we get to Jeff, Nunavut tidy, Paul Williams wants to find Northwest.
Yeah, so it's always loosely defined by many people. I actually years and years ago I did a short video on my channel defining the Northwest, just having some fun with it. But so people may not know. You can look on the screen here and see it. There's a podcast every week called Caching in the Northwest.
Yeah.
And we kind of generally define the Northwest as if you take North America and you put your thumbs like this and you go, yeah, that's the Northwest. So let's just say we're pretty loose with our definition of the Northwest. For my, like that. Yeah, Jeff's got it. Like that.
Over there.
It depends on the size of your map and how far away you are from it.
That's a good podcast. I catch it sometimes when I'm on the afternoon shift, or haven't gone to sleep, and I'll see it pop up, and I'll just kind of cruise in and give it a listen.
We appreciate when you guys join. It's always fun. Yeah. We have an amazing live audience for that podcast.
Because you're on at 9
p.m. Pacific.
Yeah. So that's midnight Eastern.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm just getting home at that point from work.
I've noticed that it's on at a decent time for our friend Craig Michelle, C. Michelle. Mm-hmm. So he's been joining us lately as well in the live audience, and that's been kind of cool to have that. And I think I've seen the Curious Kiwis drop in once or twice. So definitely we're getting a real international flavor, which just adds to the fun, right? Just like we are tonight.
42-day slump now for the Kiwis.
Ooh, ouch. Oh, you guys, my heart is.
But it's not about the numbers.
But 42 days.
Yeah,
it's kind of about the numbers at 42 days.
And Cache the Line, you're just rolling out the videos now. This is good.
Yeah, lots of time to sit down and actually start working on videos, getting them out. Yeah, I'm trying to get the Scotland series finished, the UK Mega series, and as soon as that's done, I'm back on to the Geo Woodstock road trip from last year. Still tons of videos for that one. But I mean, otherwise, there's the one challenge that I kind of set out for this year to get 2020 finds in 2020. So I'm trying to get out once a week or so to get a good decent amount of finds, usually roadsides, because there's so many of them in Southern Ontario. So yeah, I'm still getting out, but the video making is slowing down because there's not a lot of travel to really cool caches and experiences.
Right. Are you working from home, or are you off?
Yeah.
You work from home, so that's good.
Yeah, I work in IT and programming, so basically a home office now.
Yeah. Over your left shoulder is a picture. Is that Komakino?
Yep, that is Komakino's artistic impression of Cache the Line.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
You
Awesome.
made that and then sent it off to me as a gift, so I have to put it up on display.
Mm.
I need to frame it. I need to get a frame for it.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, it was
Rich
nice.
is
I
really talented.
spotted it right there. It was a nice little addition to your office.
Yep.
Well, let me see. Yeah, there you go. Curious Kiwis. No, I got picked the wrong one. Wash hands, wash hands. Yes, from some level. It says New Zealand is smashing that curve. Very happy to let that slump grow there. Yeah, to help save lives. Awesome.
Absolutely. Good
And
job.
we'll look forward to having you guys back out on the trail when you can get there. And then I am the lady working for the government-run quarantine hotels and works. Yeah, you're doing a lot of work there.
Wow. Fantastic.
That's more important than finding a cache.
Yep.
Yes. Absolutely.
Unless there's a cache there.
Then it's a bonus. Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone. I think we can wrap it up
Yep.
and let everybody go. We've got winners out there. We got 3 winners. We did, yes.
Thank you for everybody for joining us tonight. It's been
Thanks,
fabulous.
Dave and Karen, for having us.
Thanks for the invite.
Fun chat. Thank you.
Yeah, it's so nice to be able to keep contact with people during all this.
Absolutely.
Who won the last prize? Can't remember.
Houston, Texas dude.
Sim Rebel, Houston, Texas, and
Joey. Just Joey.
Just Joey. There we go. All right. If you send me a note at londonwesty@gmail.com, winners, and I will, or otherwise I will get in touch with you, and then we'll get those prizes off to you. And at some point, I'm sure, we have LANMonkey is going to be on Caching the Northwest Thursdays at 9 p.m. Central.
Nope.
And
9
we'll
p.m.
see-
Pacific.
Sorry. I meant that. My brain.
A long wait if you start at 9 p.m. Central.
Yeah. And Cache the Line will probably have another live broadcast somewhere, sometime.
Working on doing a live playthrough of the Cache Me If You Can board game. with-
Okay. Yeah. We worked on that.
Yeah. Dave
Yeah,
and
that's
Karen.
That's a fun
Go-
game.
Yeah, they joined me for a session to play through as testing to make sure that everything works, and it did. So a couple of minor tweaks, and then there will be a live stream coming up with a big giveaway as well. So
Within about what, 2 weeks?
within a week or two, I'm sure.
So keep an eye out for that on the GCNW caching videos. So probably be on Cache Line and on Cache Canada. We'll have a note up to when that game will be. It is a lot of fun.
It was
And,
fun, yeah.
We had 3 people. We had a moderator, which was Jeff, and then 3 of us were playing the game.
Yeah, we were
And
were
a
together.
team. Yeah, we weren't playing against each other. That doesn't happen. Definitely Risk. We don't play Risk anymore. She's a cutthroat.
Too risky.
We can't live together if we play Risk. And then Matt, we'll see you. It was good to see you. We really enjoyed spending some time with you on the cruise.
That was a blast.
Yeah.
Another year or another boat somewhere else one of these years.
Yeah, I hope we can get on another cruise again sometime. You guys didn't get? Did you? Oh, you did get the Panama Canal. That was the cruise I wanted, was the Western Caribbean into the Panama, not the big one. That big one was too big. So
That was an amazing trip. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh well, maybe again someday. Anyway, thank you everybody, and thank you for our people that joined us in the chat room today. It was awesome having you on. And I'm going to be doing a live broadcast. I'm going to be going onto the computer, and I'm going to be creating a list based on a road trip. I'm just going to pick a random location, and I'm going to show people how to create a list on generating it from searches from the geocaching website. So I'm going to have the website open, and then me on the side, and I'm just going to go, okay, this is what you do. This is where you click. This is what to add, and this is how I create a road trip based on all the things that interest us. So
Very cool.
I'll probably have that on next week because I'm not going anywhere right now. So end of the month, I get my freedom taken away. End of the month, then get back to work making vehicles. So
You're creating a list,
you, everybody.
dreaming of when you can actually go on the trip.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, I just created a road trip as I was watching Matt for Route 66, and I'm dying to do it now. I have 300 caches on the line already, and then I'm going to be generating more from that, but that's not the video that we'll create. So
Gorgeous scenery out there.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
just got to get on the road. Anyway, thank you, everybody. We'll see you.
Have a good night.
Cache
Good night all.
geocaching. Take
Take you.
you.